Good morning, English 111 online. This is Jamie again. Hey, I'm doing a video for you face to face so you can actually see what I look like. This is my office here at the college. My hands are on the opposite side than I'm expecting them to be. So here we are on a really rainy day. What I'm here to talk about is reading and analyzing. In particular, you guys have to read very, very deeply in the COIL piece. And hopefully I've cleared up for most of you where that is. So when I talk about critical reading, the thing I really want you to think about is that it takes a while to understand a piece well enough to write about it. So I could read something and be like, oh man, that was an interesting thing. Okay, fine. I can leave it at that. I can read one of the other books on my shelf and go, oh, that was interesting. But if I'm going to talk about it, I've got something to do with it that's really important, then I'm really going to need to understand it. The video that I posted on in the same area is an extra video, and it's chickens scratching. I have chickens at home, and I really like my chickens. And one of the things I notice is that when I put out straw or anything like that, they just go to business. If I were to imagine the straw being sort of like the reading, the posture I want you to have, or the image in your mind as you're reading, is I want you to think about just walking right up like these chickens do, and they just strut up there and scratch, and then they look around, and then if they don't find what they're looking for, they go somewhere else. Granted, they're looking for bugs, but you're looking for what makes sense. Did you get it? Did you understand it? How does it sound? And so I want you to think about being persistent like that, and being not afraid to go backwards and forwards, and to be like, I don't get that there, and I'm going to have to go back. So your textbook is here, and it's not going to show up really well, is it? One of the things you'll want to do in your reading is you're going to want to make a mess. Okay, this not this one, but the strategies about reading strategies, they give you tons of them. There's like a million of them. You don't have to use all of them. I usually use a pencil or a pen and draw all over it. That works for me. The other thing you can do is you can, especially if you wanted to sell back the book. Oh wait, it's an ebook, so you get to have it back. Well, when you're doing any of your reading, you can use sticky notes. If you printed out part of this book, you can use sticky notes. You can also, the reader that comes with this book has a way for you to highlight. I'll make a note to myself to show that to you so that I can help you out with that and you can understand how to find the highlights. But anyway you're doing it, you could also just have a piece of paper next to you, and as you're reading, and I have a text in front of me and you have your ebook, as you're reading it, you can take notes on the side. Making a mess makes a big difference for me. Reading backwards, so scratching around and then reading frontwards, backwards, anywhere I need to go. I don't worry about whether it's I'm reading it from front to back. I'll do that once, and then after that I'm digging around and circling things and trying to find key points. I also draw pictures of what I'm reading. If I'm really confused about it, I'll start to draw what I think's happening, and that works for me. You're all going to be different, but I hope the message you're really getting clearly is that you should make a big mess. It's really important to make a mess, to not try to be like a good student, what you might think is a good student who stares at the text and reads it one time and then reads it again. A lot of times that gets us set up for out-of-body reading experiences, and you've probably had those, because I know I have, and that's where your eyes are reading, but your mind is somewhere else, and you're like, where was I? Because I just spent like 15 minutes here and there was nothing going on in my head. That's not a good use of your time. And so that's why you get all comfortable scratching around, watch the chicken video again, and be like, I'm going to understand this. Okay. The other thing is asking other people as well, talking to me, sending me a message and saying, I don't get this. And also going on to forums, question forums on the on our website and Blackboard, and working on that. I'm going to put a question forum up in the professor's corner. It seemed like the most sensible place to put it. You can let me know what you think. So understand by making a mess. Ask other people. Don't be afraid to go backwards and forwards. And that's how you're going to come to some understanding. Also, as you're writing your first draft, don't be afraid to make mistakes and make a mess. There's a lot of work before it's actually ready. Don't try to make it perfect. Perfection is one of the worst things you can come to writing with. First, it doesn't make it any fun, and second, you're pretty much set up for failure because none of us are perfect about it. And I know I've been stuck in that. I think to myself, oh, I want this to be great, or I'm not feeling like I'm really ready to write well, and then I just don't do anything, and that's not worth it. So those are my ideas for reading and analyzing, and I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you next time.